So if anybody is joining, you'll have to bear with me because we're going to do the setup first, and then I'll be looking at the chat and having everything else. So first of all, thank you very, very much, JB, for joining me. I really, really appreciate the help.
No problem. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, I have been excited about your product since you and I first spoke a long time ago, and so now this is, I would be doing the unboxing on camera, but it's just a bag full of stuff, so I'll get to that later, but I'm very, very excited to start testing these things.
That's nice.
So
I just put
bag came
the
with
chat on my side, so I can answer if it's needed.
Okay, cool. I could sort of see the chat through the OBS window, but it's not. Hey, thank you so much for the super chat. Much, much appreciated. Yeah, I'm interested to see what I think of this too. And anybody that's watched this channel knows that I'm honest to a fault. So if I don't like it, I'll be giving you my feedback on that too. But I know how hard you've worked on this, so I'm expecting
no issue.
I'm expecting a pretty good setup. So let me just kind of show. I guess I'll switch this over to the camera mode real quick, just so I can show everybody what I'm opening up and what I'm doing right now. Hopefully this doesn't crash the stream again. It does tend to happen sometimes. Oh, okay. Wow, it didn't.
Oh,
right.
Nice.
Nice shot of my butt though. So so I have these sensors, which I'm supposed to be taping all around the monitor. And I'm using a CRT specifically because I don't want there to be any display latency affecting the issue. Do the IR sensors need to stick out? Do they just need to be lined up?
It's better they stick out a little bit so that you will have more angle. If you are on the side, for instance, it will be easier for the gun to see them.
Okay.
But
And
you can place
are these specific? Is there one that's like top, bottom, left, right, or does that all get worked out in calibration?
It's not specific at all. It's just LEDs. You don't even need to plug to the computer. Like the USB is just for power, so there is no sensor or anything. It's just LED.
And this is the USB cable that I would be plugging into the computer to calibrate this, correct?
You can actually plug it anywhere you want because it's just for power. It's just 5-volt power for the LEDs.
Okay. And then we also have the kit came with a couple of these clear sensors. I'm not really sure what they're for.
No. It's gel tape so that you can tape them anywhere you want.
Okay.
It's some small pad of gel tape. But like I think for the BVM you won't need it. It's like the model of LED you have is made to use on LCD panels where you can attach them on the back, so that the LED are going on the front like this.
Okay.
And I have actually
okay.
another
So
model.
that's just double-sided tape to hold it in place. That's not something we need to put. Okay. So I'm going to be using painter's tape because I don't want to affix anything permanently to this BVM. And here is the modded GunCon 2. And this also has both a USB cable on it and a power jack on there. And this is what we would need to plug into the computer to calibrate.
Exactly.
Okay, that's starting to make a lot more sense. And then, of course, it comes with just the power supply, so I will plug that in here. Now, I remember a while back you were also working on Gun4CRT or something like that, a CRT-based one. What's the status of that as well?
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about that, please? Yeah. Also, I just realized I have tape in the other room, so I'm gonna go get my tape. I will be right back. Sorry.
No issue.
All right, sorry about that. I had that one ready to begin with. I'm picking my favorite
No problem.
frog tape. It's
Aha.
that is actually not a French reference. I don't know why they call it frog. I think they call it frog because it's green, but it's the painter's tape that leaves no residue and is very easy to work with. So,
Well, as a French, I like the name.
all right, so I'm just going to very carefully put these everywhere they need to be. And about how big of a TV can you affix these to? Because I was thinking about trying to do this with my projector setup, which I'll show later, but
I'll
I'm
be a
not
bit
sure they'd be
short.
long enough.
Yeah. Yeah, like those one I think are made for up to 50, 60 inch around that. But you can actually make them longer if you want. But like we also have some wireless points that have their own battery inside.
Oh, okay.
But right now I'm like designing the stuff, so we will see if you can sell that later. Yeah, I also wanted to show you. I don't know if you can see it right now, but I also
Hold on.
making this.
Let me put your window
Oh
up.
yeah,
So there we go. Okay.
later. Oh, yeah. So yeah, that's. I don't know if you can see much from here. It's the higher point I'm also selling with the modded gun. It's more slim.
Okay.
It's supposed to go 20 TV, but the problem is that those ones require a 3D printed case, and it's a bit hard to produce and to get them to US. So right now we are still selling the other ones, but the other ones are actually easier to fix on flat panels usually, and
Okay.
these ones are like pretty much going anywhere.
For anybody just joining, I just want to, and unfortunately, I'm going to be repeating this a lot, so I'm sorry for people who've been here since the beginning. But the reason specifically that I'm going to be using this CRT is because I want the only thing, the only factor to be the Gun4IR. I don't want lag to be an
Hmm.
issue or just the look of a flat panel. So once we get it calibrated, you can see the NES up here, and we're going to play Duck Hunt for a moment on the NES, and then we're going to play it using the Gun4IR, and since it's a CRT, it should be very easy to tell if there is a difference or not.
Yeah.
And also, excuse my haphazard taping. Just once again, this is a temporary installation. Ray was nice enough to let me borrow one, so I'm being very gentle with this kit. But who knows? Maybe I'll end up buying it afterwards if I love it. We'll see.
That happens. Oh yeah, like Ray told in the chat, these cables are up to 75-inch for a
Oh,
TV.
okay, cool.
For the LEDs, I would recommend to put them exactly in the center of each side. Like for instance, on the side right now it's a bit low, so I mean you can probably adjust later anyway.
So I'm going to just tape this to the stand here because it's not too far off. That actually brings me to a question that I had. So my projector is the type that has a lot of space on top. Let me swing the camera around and show you exactly what I mean. Um, let me please excuse me. I just have to take this off the stand. All right. So do you all see, where is it? Do you see how there's the extra
Oh
black
yeah.
space on the top and the bottom? So for me to mount
Mm-hmm.
these, I would have to mount them on the side and then all the way at the top, near closer to the ceiling. So for something like that, would I actually have to? Would that work because the top IR would be so much higher than the rest?
It will work, yes. Like the calibration process I made through the software is actually measuring the different distance between each LED and the real screen border.
Okay.
But the only thing you really have to do is putting each LED in the exact center of each side. But once you put in the center, you can put at the distance you want from the screen. It will measure automatically the offset.
Okay, so as long as I calibrate properly, that would work with the projector then.
Yes.
That is awesome because I just can't even imagine how much fun it would be to play like Virtua Cop, on a 90-inch screen or something like that. I think that'd be a lot of
yeah.
fun.
You would have to stand really far though.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I think I have everything lined up. The only thing is this one is underneath the TV, which, according to what you just said about calibration, that should still be okay.
Yeah,
And
but
then,
you should bend the what you can do is bend the pins of the LED to insert the PCB under the TV. You can actually fit it. I think, maybe.
let's try it there and see what happens. Just,
Okay.
uh, just for the heck of it. And I will also very carefully connect this to my PC. Okay. I think that's going to have to be plugged in elsewhere. So let me move where that's plugged in. Plug this one back over here.
You have an output from your PC to your BVM?
Yeah, my PC is sitting right. The BVM's on wheels, so I wheeled it right over to where my PC is. So
That's cool.
okay, so that seemed to have worked. Hey, Adam, how's it going? Thank you so much for the super chat. To the creator, have you tried to use this on a TV larger than 75 inches? I think you just confirmed that yes, it would work. You would just have to sit back far enough
Yeah.
because to hit all
Hmm.
the LEDs.
Yeah. With the fisheye lens that comes by default on the gun, you have to be 1.5 times the screen width
Mm-hmm.
to be able to play comfortably and without any issue.
Right, 1 second, let me just get everything downloaded and ready to go. Excuse me.
I think your right lead point is a bit too low.
Oh, I think you're right. I think it is a little lower than the rest. Okay. Let me Now, is this something that I should be precise and measure it with a measuring tape?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you can with measure tape, it's good. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I think that the only constraint of those points is having them in the center of the screen. But the distance is not important. Distance from the screen is not important. But then even if it's like 1 centimeter difference or something, it's not a big deal.
That's basically perfect. That's lucky. Okay. And just once again, to anybody who might be joining us, this is not something you do every time you play. You calibrate this once and then
Yeah,
never again after you do it.
indeed.
Correct? I mean, unless you
Correct.
change TVs or something.
Yeah. But even if you change TV, if you put the point exactly at the same point on the sides, you don't really need to recalibrate anyway. Like I had few clients that have different screen, and they're all around the same size and around the same border thickness, and usually they can swap between screen without needing for recalibration.
Mm. All right, I'm trying to lower the amount of echo here, but it's kind of hard with the way my setup works. So I'm gonna just turn the speaker away. And
Oh,
my fault, not yours, though.
oh, I see.
All right. Right. Uh. All right, so I'm going to switch back over to display view. Let me turn off the camera for now. There we go. So I have the user guide here. So prerequisites, Windows OS, we have that. Connect all this stuff. We have all of that. So now I have their software as well. Do I just run the GUI?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot to get the license. Hold on a second. That was in the email, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's you have a zip file and you just take the license file inside and put it in the same folder.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Okay. So if I hit, the gun is already detected right there, so we don't need to mess with that at all. Oh, I'm right off camera. Sorry, here we go. So let me lower my chair down to about where I'll be when I use this, and I'll grab the gun. And all right, so how do I start this now? Do I just go to test screen? Oh, so the PC needs to be hooked up to the monitor. Is that the issue? You just went silent. I can't hear you anymore.
Sorry,
There you
my
go.
microphone wasn't. Yes, so yes, if you want to calibrate precisely, it's better to have the image, or else you won't know where to shoot exactly. But like
Well,
for
that's fine.
there's
That's just
something.
going to take a second. I'm just going to need a
Sorry.
moment to set that up. All right, well, that makes a lot more sense then.
Yeah, but wait a second. For the MiSTer, you actually don't need to calibrate anything because the
Oh,
MiSTer
really?
already has the. Yeah, because the MiSTer already has the calibration stuff. So the only thing you need to calibrate right now is the camera, but Ray already did for you, so you don't have anything to calibrate normally.
Okay, well, that's even cooler then. Okay, so let me uh turn my BVM back on. I'll turn the camera back on, and we'll switch over to that.
You just
Wow,
need to
that's
check in
really
the input.
incredible. So there's nothing like that needed. Huh.
You just need to check in the GUI if the gun is in a joystick mode. But I think Ray set that up already, so it should be okay. It should be already ready to
All right,
connect
well,
to the MiSTer.
let's just double check right now then, since I'm
Yeah,
here we go. Where did that go?
I think on the yeah.
All right,
If you go
so
in input output and the tab, uh, yeah, the tab
oh,
in
this one,
yeah
gotcha.
yeah sorry, yeah, gunman in joystick, so it should be okay. And release real button, yeah, everything is fine. Everything is ready to go.
That is so cool. So if you have I mean, that's just incredible. So if you have a MiSTer and you're only planning on using this with a MiSTer, you don't need to mess with anything basically. You just set your sensors, measure it up, and plug it in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
you might have to change some default settings because by default it's made to work on a computer as a mouse and keyboard. But if that's the case, you just have like I think 3 parameters to change in Windows. And once you change those 3 parameters, you can just connect to the MiSTer and set everything else in the MiSTer.
All right. So I'm going to in MiSTer, then I'm just going to go in and load up the NES core. Okay. Oh, and
Okay,
I should
your
focus my
screen is
damn
really
camera.
blurry.
There we go.
Ah,
Okay. So just go into the NES core, correct?
yes. Uh, there is one step. I don't know if it's still needed or not, but I know for sure I needed to set the joystick set the gun as a stick in the main menu. But like, if can you scroll through the menu with the D-pad on the gun?
No, so I should go back to the main and set this up as a controller.
Yeah, I think so.
That makes sense. I should have thought of that. All right. Define joystick
It's fine.
buttons, and I could use this. Oh,
Yes.
okay, perfect. It's
Oh,
working.
it works. Okay, perfect.
Oh.
For A and B, you can use whatever you want. It's not so important for the game anyway.
I'm just matching the buttons exactly as the Gun4IR. And so I don't need to do anything when it says mouse move right. I just skip that, right?
Yeah. You can just enter finish. It's just to have a map file so that you can set everything up later.
Okay,
You can, yeah.
So this is very cool. I'm using the gun to navigate right through here, so I don't even need to have another controller set up.
Pretty much. That's a good thing about the Gun4IR 2.
Okay, now I have to go into the menu, and I'm assuming input options, right?
Yes. I think I don't remember for the NES. Yeah, NES Zapper. Oh wait, mouse? No, it's Zapper normally. Joystick. Yes, jaw 1. That's it.
Okay.
And you might have to go in the core gamepad setup to set the different buttons.
Okay. So then.
Wait, Zapper trigger also should be put as joystick.
Oh, sorry. Let me go back to that.
Yeah.
Input
It's been a
output.
while, so yeah, Zapper trigger you need to set a joystick as a joystick 1 as well. Yes, joystick.
Okay.
And you can remove the crosshair or leave it
I
if
will
you
leave it
want. But
on just for a test, but I'm
yeah,
definitely going to be taking them off here.
yeah,
So.
that makes sense.
Start. Okay. So let me.
So yeah, so now you will need to press F10 to calibrate the gun. In the menu, when you are in the menu.
Oop. Here we go.
You press F10. Yeah. And now you need to calibrate the stuff. You wait, it's not working.
Yeah, let me lower the brightness on the screen a tiny bit so you can see it a little bit. Oh, that might. Yeah, you can probably see it a little bit better now, but
Yeah.
let me go back in. F10.
Wait, did you power the LED?
Okay.
Yeah. Did you power the LED as well?
Off the what?
Did you power the LED?
Yeah, I pulled the cap off of this, but was there something else I was supposed
No,
to do?
the LEDs on the screen.
Did I pull them off?
Sorry, it's my French accent.
It's okay.
Did you plug the sensor
They're plugged. The
and
sensors
power
are
them
plugged
on?
into power. They're not plugged into the MiSTer, though. Do they need to be plugged into the MiSTer? Oh,
No,
maybe the
just
switch.
power.
Maybe the switch
But
is off.
I don't see them on camera, so I don't know if they are switched on or not.
Okay.
There is a switch. There is a
That was
switch on
it. The
the
power
LED
switch was
cable.
off. That's all that was. The power.
Ah, I see. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Oh yeah, perfect.
Okay. Um. I guess in the menu I also have to set the zapper trigger, right? Because
I don't know how that works
I
on
didn't set the
the NES.
button. I didn't pull the or set the trigger as a button at all. So right, left,
Ah, yeah. You might need
right,
to put it as A, I think.
zapper.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, okay.
There we go. Okay. All right, so let me get centered. Let me get low. I'm going to recalibrate it from the spot that I'm sitting in, and that's something that you would always have to do if you change seats, right?
No. Once it's calibrated, you can move all the way. You can move anywhere you want. It should stay calibrated. That's the main point of the for OLED calibration is that no matter where you sit, it should always be accurate.
Okay, so now that we know it's working, I set the crosshairs to off.
Yeah.
Uh, Saving my settings, and I could restart the game here real quick. All right. And I'm aiming the same exact way I would aim a zapper with
Yeah.
the aiming on the gun itself.
Nice. Seems like it works.
I'm gonna wait for it to go. All right, I'm gonna wait for it to go to the edges of the screen and see if this is affected at all. No, seems to be good.
What I'm usually doing to test accuracy is
Ooh,
to
okay.
put the camera behind the sight to check if it follows correctly the crosshair.
So when I was calibrating, because this is widescreen, do I calibrate to the edges of the widescreen monitor or just the edges of the 4:3 screen?
The edge of the game screen.
That's where I screwed up. Okay, let me do this again.
I see.
All right, and let me
Restart.
save that again, and I'll do. So there we go.
You should try Point Blank on the PlayStation.
I will
It's
try it all.
perfect test for accuracy.
Yeah, all right. This is much better. That was so far the problems that I found with it was that I forgot to take the lens cap off the gun. I forgot to turn the power on to the IRs and I didn't calibrate it correctly. Okay, this is why I wanted you on stream because this is everything that went wrong was 100% my fault. So good. All right. So as I said before, I would like to switch over. Okay. Original gun time.
Nice. The old zapper.
Immediately, I'll tell you the GunCon 2 feels like a better controller.
Yeah, they improved a lot from the
Yeah.
Famicom 2.
So the main reason I wanted to test on this BVM is I did not
Yeah.
want any display latency at all to be affecting these tests, and
Yeah.
this feels the same. And I got a perfect score with the Gun4IR, and I just missed on this one. So this should tell you everything that you need to know so far. We're not done. We're going to test other cores. Don't worry. But yeah, this is awesome. This is the best one so far.
Thanks.
I mean, I'm not shitting on the whole GunCon 3 solution. I thought that was really cool, especially if you already own one. But it's my job to tell you what I think is better or not. And it is only my opinion. But so far, at the beginning of this, the Gun4IR is way better.
So that's nice to hear.
So a question: if I wanted to play a two-player game, like
Yeah.
well, let's start with an easier one. Like once the Saturn core is completed, having two-player light guns. So exactly like having two original Saturn guns. Do I just simply buy a second gun with the sensor in it and plug it into the MiSTer?
You just buy a second gun. No need extra sensor. Just to buy a second gun and plug it, and that's all. Same way you did with the first one.
Okay. And have you tested things like lethal enforcers with the pink gun? So is it able to spoof that as well, or is that something that needs to be changed in the MiSTer core software?
I don't know if I tried two-player for Lethal Enforcer. You mean on the Mega Drive, right?
Yes, Mega Drive or Super Nintendo. The way
Yeah.
those light guns worked is the pink gun, player 2, plugged into the first
Yeah.
gun. So I wasn't sure if this would need to be part of the MiSTer core.
I think it's part of the MiSTer core. Like the gun is mainly USB. It's mainly emulating a joystick, so everything is handled on the core. So if the core supports it, it will work.
Okay, let me switch back, and then we'll definitely go to other cores. Don't worry, we're not going to play Duck Hunt all day
Yeah.
long. But okay, console.
Yeah, the cool thing also is that when you play two-player, so usually when you have a gun with only two leads, when you switch to player, you will move your position, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it means you will have to calibrate again. But with the Gun4IR, since there are four leads, you don't need to recalibrate. So you just move to your space, or you just move to player two, and it will still be really accurate, and no need to recalibrate again.
Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Ariel. So he wants to know if we wanted to keep the scanline look, so using a MiSTer connected to like a RetroTink 5X or RetroTink 4K, would there be any added latency? So I could tell you that you would have whatever latency is added by the scaler, but as long as you calibrate the gun to the screen, it's not going to make that much of a difference, correct?
Yep. Yeah, like for the MiSTer, I think when you add some scanline, it doesn't add much latency. I mean, it doesn't add more latency that you already have with the HDMI buffer.
Mm.
So I think it's very possible.
I mean, I'm already very impressed. I grew up with the NES Zapper. I thought for sure that that was always going to be my favorite way to play Duck Hunt, but this is this is a much more comfortable gun, and having the controls built into the gun makes it so much easier to deal with MiSTer.
Yeah.
Now this is the arcade version of Duck Hunt, and I want to try again just because
Nice.
uh, I want to make sure that I'm feeling this. Am I yeah.
Did you calibrate the gun for this core?
It's the NES core again. The
Oh,
same
it's the
NES
NS core
core.
again?
And I saved calibration, but you know what? Let me just try it again just for the heck of it, just to see. Oh, wait, I did it again. Damn it. Let me,
But you might want to switch to a screen where you can see the sides of the screen
yeah.
to have more precise aiming. But I wonder though, for the way you put the sensor on the screen, the bottom one is a bit more on the front, so I think it will affect a little bit the accuracy. Not by much, but I think it's worth considering. I had no idea you had the arcade arcade version on the NES.
Yeah, I'll send you
NES.
the ROM. When I first started RetroRGB, there was someone from Sweden, I believe, who had hacked the ROM to be playable on original hardware. and it's very cool.
Ooh.
It's definitely harder from the start. So that kind of makes it better because you don't just play the same things over and over.
Mm-hmm. Something I realize is that some core will have by default some core or some game will have an offset on the aim.
So let me try
It's
doing what you suggested and taping this here and then bending the LEDs forward. Let me recalibrate now. See if that helps the accuracy.
You might want to switch the crosshair on to see if the game is following. Oh wait, no, it won't work anyway. Like on some game, like some PlayStation game, for instance, there is a difference between the aim of your gun and the aim in game, and usually that's the reason why you have calibration screens.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no idea how this ROM will act.
Okay, so let me.
Someone suggested Elemental Gearbolt. I think it's good suggestion.
Yeah,
Really
funny.
good
So
game on
let's
the
go back to
PlayStation.
the other game. Maybe this game is just being weird. So let's go back and.
Yeah.
Right. Hey Axel, thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, we could try Elemental Gearbolt as long as I have it. Okay, so I wonder what changed. Maybe I knocked into this. Maybe that. Oh, I think the IR sensor, because I'm using painter's tape, I think the one on the right moved. I think that's what happened.
That's a risk.
Yeah, and it's a risk that we're taking in this live stream, but I want to keep saying it until I annoy everybody to death. But the whole point of this is a temporary test. When you permanently mount these on your TV, you're not going to go through any of this stuff. Unless you do a really bad job mounting it. Okay.
You missed one.
Wow. Okay. What's going on now?
I'm not sure. Can you activate the crosshair to see if the aim is correct
Sure.
with the core?
So it's off here. So let me calibrate it. Let me calibrate it with the crosshairs then. I guess the one difference between the sensors and a CRT is that the sensors are always going to depend on the placement between the gun and the sensors, whereas the CRT, as long as you're not at an extreme angle, it should just work.
It should be the same with the Gun4IR because the gun has a correction of the angle in real time, so that no matter where you move compared to the screen, it should work. But it's really weird that, that it doesn't work anymore. I don't know what happened here.
It's higher.
It's higher.
Yeah, like when I'm holding it the crosshair is higher than where the sight is.
Mm-hmm.
You try calibrating one more time. All right. So I'm going to be very, very cautious about this, and I'm aiming at the top of the screen, not below it, not above it, just exactly where that line ends. All right, let's check to make sure all the LEDs are lit. Sure, I could do that in a second. Let me just try this.
True. Good suggestion. We can't really see the LED in the camera here. Ah.
So if I aim at, oh, let me see. Maybe this is working again.
I can see, are you using crosshair?
Nope.
Ah. Seems like it's back.
Huh.
I wonder though if it's due to the fact that you know, the gun has a perspective correction, but it might have trouble because the LED on the bottom is a bit too high now. So maybe that was a stupid suggestion I made.
Yeah, I don't think we needed to do that because it was working fine at first. I think the issue was
Yeah, I
actually that
think
the
so.
one on the right moved. So let me put that back the way it was,
Sorry.
and we'll go from there.
Ah, it's off center.
I wonder if we took a popular TV and built a bezel with LEDs all the way around the bezel, and so you could snap it over it. Would that be more accurate, or would that just be useless?
It doesn't have to be, I think, perfect, but like there are many things that are corrected when you do the when you do the Windows calibration. But I think the the MiSTer calibration is less accurate than my own calibration.
Could be. I just
So
I don't like gaming with software emulation, and that is not a disrespect to it. I have so much respect for everybody that does it. I just unless I built a dedicated PC for that, it just never ends up working
yeah,
all the way I want it to.
I don't
So
know, the software I gave you is just to set up the gun. You can close
oh,
it
okay.
afterward. Like you know, all the gun settings are actually saved inside the gun itself.
I didn't realize that. That's very awesome.
So no matter where you plug where you plug the gun and what setting you put inside, it will stay there forever.
So if I was using this on my living room TV that's going to stay the same for a long time, and I had used the double-sided tape that Ray included and bent the LEDs over to make it so that it's not moving at all, it's not going to budge.
Yeah.
And then I hooked up my laptop and calibrated through that. That the only thing would be if I'm calibrating to a 16:9 screen, and then some MiSTer games are 4:3, the MiSTer calibration would then compensate for that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Completely.
so this is back to as accurate as it was before.
Nice. Yeah, that was bottom LED. Yeah, because I think the MiSTer calibration is working a bit differently because my calibration is actually checking the distance of the LED of each LED point to the screen. But the MiSTer calibration might be for the whole screen, so it might offset a little bit if the LEDs are not in the same equal distance between each other. It's a bit hard to explain, but I kind of understand what happened actually.
So I think what happened, I'm 99% sure what happened was that the LED on the right moved. The tape wasn't secure, and that's why we stopped having accuracy, good accuracy. And then
Yeah.
I didn't realize it until after we tried 4 other things, and that's why. So this all comes down to my temporary setup then, which is a good thing.
So what I would recommend anyone to do is first hook up a PC to whatever screen they want to use. Like, doesn't matter if it's laptop or anything. Do a first calibration, and once the gun is calibrated and everything is saved inside the gun, they can plug the gun on anything they want, MiSTer, Raspberry Pi, or anything, and it should work fine.
Interesting. Ariel, yeah, so that's the pre-built ones. I think
Yes.
that you could build your own for cheaper, but building something like this and hand building them in those kind of quantities aren't exactly the easiest thing to do. So I understand the higher price.
Yeah, it's pretty much everything made by hand because it's modded gun. So right now we don't have like proper shell. It's in the project, but yeah, I'm kind of busy with my day work at the moment, so it's a bit hard to do it now. But yeah, it's so yeah, we pretty much use a second-hand Japanese shell for the Gun4IR and Gun4IR because they are best ones in all in black.
Does the ambient light in the room make a difference at all?
No, it's infrared, so unless you have something that is emitting infrared lights, like Wii motions bar, or even the sun. If you have like a very very strong sun facing the camera, you might have problems. But it's like really extreme case. I never had any issue from my users so far. Never had any issue like this. I think the only issue we've had was kind of RGB keyboard or stuff that was actually leaking to the infrared spectrum. So it was creating some noise for the camera. But it's kind of like really rare and weird case. But usually it's very very insensitive to any reflection or noise or light or whatever.
I'm gonna try it with the crosshairs and see, because I specifically wanted to play this game because it's so much harder than the original.
Yeah, you have to see if the shot line up with the crosshair, and to see if the aim line with the crosshair too. Because in some cores and some ROMs, somehow it has an offset. I really can't explain how. Probably due to the V-Sync and C-Sync. So yeah, I think you might have to like check a little bit with each ROM. Like how does it look on your side right now?
I'm playing with the crosshairs, and I can tell you that shot I just missed was because the bird moved, not because of the gun. So it's actually, while I prefer to play without the crosshairs, this is a really good indication of if it's me or if it's the gun. So.
But when you aim through the sight, can you see the crosshair aligned to the sight, or does it
Yes.
have an offset?
It does move a little bit above the sight sometimes, but not a lot, and it's also how I'm angling my gun versus my eyes.
I see. Yeah, it's way easier with Crosshair usually. It's kind of cheating.
Yeah. This is my favorite part of the arcade version. I just shot the dog. That's what you get for laughing at me. See, and he comes out in
Yeah, that's great.
the crutches and a broken cast.
You know what? I remember when I was a kid, I saw the arcade version with being able to shot the dog. I don't know if it was the arcade version or hacked version or something. And then I always tried to do that again on the NES version. And I was like, why does it work? Why I can't shot the dog?
That's funny. All right, so let's switch over to another one. How about Genesis?
Oh yeah.
Also, for people who are mentioning Mars, that's not out yet, but I'm 100% positive they're going to be talking to JB when it is, because why wouldn't they want a good solution on there?
They already sent me a message to tell me that I can contact them to see what we can do.
Nice. All right.
So
So
yeah, I would be really happy to see what we can do with the Mars. It looks really exciting, and yeah, FPGA really has a great future.
all right. So define Genesis buttons. That's done. So now I got to go back in and go to input. Gun control, joy 1, fire joy. I'm going to leave the crosshairs big just so we can see it start to work.
Yeah. You put in joy 2, the input.
Whoa.
I think you put joystick 2.
My MiSTer just freaked out.
Ah.
That's never happened before.
What happened?
Power it off. Power it back on.
By the way, do you have the gun recoil when you shoot?
Sorta. Let's just start this again. See what happens here. So, console. The Mega Drive. That's right. Let me go to the newer core. Oh, I didn't wait for it to connect to my network. Hold on a second. That's the one thing. Well, if you use Wi-Fi in a MiSTer, it very often takes like a full minute to connect to the network. Whereas, oh well, no, it's already connected. So that was my problem before. Okay. Wait, no. Now I'll go into input. So gun control, joy 1, correct?
Yes.
Gunfire joy.
Yes.
Do I put mouse as none, correct?
Yeah, none, I think.
Okay. And let me define the buttons. Right. Up. E. C. Oh, the bottom button doesn't register as C. That's funny. So not working. It is not. Oh wait, no, it just started. I think I had to save the settings. So let me out of here. All right, press start. So I'll try it with this crazy crosshair so we could all see it, and then I will turn that off in a second.
Well, it's really easy to see on the video, so it's nice.
I guess I need to map the trigger to a different button then, right?
I'm not sure with the Mega Drive. I did make a sheet a while ago, spreadsheet a while ago with all the corresponding buttons for each core. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, that's all it was. I think. Not really working though.
What happened?
So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it might be the wrong button. Wait, so for the Genesis, yeah, for the justifier, I'm not sure which button it is. I have a spreadsheet with all the buttons, but I was not able to find for the justifier, I think. For the menacer, it's A for the trigger, and the rest is all good. But for the justifier, it's a different mapping.
Maybe it's just this trigger's messing me up. Go back to small.
Oh wait, it's working.
Sort of.
Okay.
No,
By
it's
the way,
not.
if you want
It's shooting to the right of the crosshair.
Yeah.
So if the crosshair is directly on the person, it doesn't work. But if the crosshair is to the left of the person, it does.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Some games and core have an offset between the aim you do and the aim in the game. I was able to fix that somehow by changing some of the video settings, because it was pretty much horizontal sync or vertical sync issue. But yeah, it might help to calibrate. Oh, it works now. Hmm.
Let me try it.
Oh, much better.
Also, let me know, is the sound coming through? Here we go. You should be able to hear the game sound a little bit better.
I'm not hearing anything, but I'm not sure.
You wouldn't
maybe
hear anything, but people in the chat would.
I see. Also, the gun has a off-screen reload function. So if you aim off
Oh, that's the
screen
bottom button.
yeah, but like even you don't need the bottom button. You can just aim off screen and it will also reload. Aim off screen and fire, and it will reload automatically. It's a function of the gun. When you aim off screen, it triggers the second button.
It's talking about this right here.
Yeah, I know. But you don't need to use
No,
the
I just
button.
wanted to show everybody on. I just wanted to show everybody in the stream. So.
I see.
So once I calibrated it in game, it started working. That's all I needed to do.
Nice. That's good. Yeah. In-game calibration is often a must.
This is why I like doing these streams, though, because these are problems that everybody would run into. So, I don't mind that the streams have bumps in the road, because now anybody who watches this stream who gets one of these things, you go to play Lethal Enforcers, and it's like, no, I saw Bob already screw that up. You gotta just calibrate it in the game first.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
I have a lot of questions like this on my server. So that's why I'm very active on my server and helping everyone once they set up everything. Because everyone has different setups, so they have their own question and their own issues. So yeah, it's kind of fun to see everyone making their own guns and setting everything up. Yeah, I think the PlayStation Core is by far my favorite for the test of the light guns.
I want to play the same game just for testing purposes. I know that's not at all the most fun thing to look at in the for everybody, so sorry about that, but I think it's important for testing to try to do as much apples to apples comparisons.
Yeah.
It's funny, it just said unsafe option used. I don't know what option I have it. I haven't used this core in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, so for pad 1, you will have to change to Gun4IR. Wait, is Lethal Enforcer with Gun4IR or
Justifier, I
Justifier?
think.
Yeah, Justifier, right?
Okay.
It's fun to know also that, on the PlayStation, the real Justifier is really bad because of the way the PlayStation was designed.
Mm.
It's really not precise, and the sensor is kind of bad. So playing it with a gun like the Gun4IR is actually improving the accuracy, I would say.
All right, so let's try
So yeah,
calibrating it in here as well. I just want to make sure this works. I'm gonna guess and I'll recalibrate in game in a second. All right, so that's exactly why I wanted to do that. You see how we have the cursor on the screen now? Hey, Axel, thanks again for the super chat. We talked about projectors at the beginning. It would absolutely work. You just have to place the IR sensors correctly and then just calibrate on your TV the same way you normally would. But fisheye lenses, not sure what you mean by that. Could you confirm and we'll figure this out? And does anybody know why it says unsafe option used when I'm trying to load a game? I've never had that happen before. Maybe it's cheats enabled no? Maybe that's all that was?
maybe the gun is unsafe. That will be first. For the PlayStation, I think you might have to check the horizontal sync options. I don't remember exactly which option was the best, but I think there is one option that makes a little bit of offset on the sides, even with the crosshair. But you will see anyway when you will try it out. Your screen is green now?
Yeah, don't know why.
I think your MiSTer is freaking out. Oh yeah, that's a fixed horizontal blank and fixed V blank. You might have to activate them all on, I think, if I remember correctly. No need to
Okay.
crop anything. Because this way you will have a stable aim between the various games.
That's really funny. I don't know what the heck happened to the MiSTer. Let me reboot that. This is what I get when I use all of my stuff as test stuff as well. So it's not just like I have a MiSTer that I use. This is my test platform. So who knows what I messed up on it. But, all right, that works.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not a hardware issue.
Okay. And gonna wait for that Wi-Fi emblem.
Your core version is really old.
It is?
Yeah, kind of. 5 months old.
I just ran the updates. That's so weird.
I don't know if there was a big update recently, but
I have to erase the SD card on this one and try again. Because that's one of the downsides of me using this for testing. I have a second MiSTer I could pull out if this one isn't working on the PlayStation Core too. So that's always an option. All right, let's do another core for now, and then I can go back and figure that out later. What's another good core with light gun games? How about the Sega Master System?
I have no idea. I don't think I even tried this one.
Well,
But
this one's for Stika.
the SNES is really nice though. To test on the Yoshi Safari or.
All right. So that keeps happening. I didn't. Maybe. Let me check something. Yeah, I think I keep accidentally hitting the bottom button, and that would release the menu. That's interesting.
Mhm.
Oh, don't hit
So
the
you
bottom
mean
button.
pushing the gun button is showing the menu?
The bottom button exits the menu.
Ah, yeah, it's B button. I think you can fix that by unmapping it on the main menu.
Okay, so it's the opposite. So when you define the SMS buttons, right, left, down, up, fire 1 is the button, fire 2 is the trigger.
Oh, really?
But it's not allowing me to.
Oh, one thing important is that since it has off-screen reload option, you have to aim the screen when you want to map the trigger.
Okay. That worked.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, when you aim off screen and you pull the trigger, it triggers a secondary button for reloading.
No, now it did the opposite. What the heck? Come on, Master System. All right, right, left, down, up, fire 1, fire 2, pause, done. Get out of here and try it again. There we go. All right, so let me, do I have to calibrate per core now as well?
Yes, I think the calibration is per core on MiSTer.
Okay, let's do that. And it also is helpful because the SMS will never fill the whole screen. That's just the way the system works.
You have to be careful also because sometimes the core is the core is considering that the screen is the whole stuff, even if there is black border. But you can see it right away if you aim. If you look in the sight and you can see the crosshair as a offset.
Yeah, it's slightly off, so I think I should recalibrate again. All right, so I'll do it to the top of the screen, just like you said, just in case that's how the core calibrates it. Oh yeah, let me turn off the no crosshair. All right. I always like this better than Duck Hunt because there's more on the screen, so it's faster paced.
Yeah, I think it's the first time I see this game.
Oh really?
Very interesting.
I had
Yeah.
it as a kid.
I used to have the Master System when I was a kid, but I kind of had a trauma with it.
Oh yeah, so many games that
Yeah.
weren't that good.
Well, the controller was always really horrible for me to play
Yeah, it's pretty
with,
bad.
and the D-pad broke almost right away. It was second-hand stuff, so
Oh,
I couldn't play at all. So I was like, I gave up on the stuff really fast. And Alex Kidd, oh my god, this game.
well, I think the gun should speak for itself here. By the way, the bear takes a lot of shots, so when I'm aiming at that thing and it looks like it's not hitting, it actually is.
Ah,
All
I
right,
see.
well,
It has
that
a life
worked.
bar.
So SNES now, I guess, right?
Yes. I would say my favorite core is for the light guns. There is PlayStation, and then second is SNES. I don't know how you say like SNES or SNES or
I say
Super
all of the
Nintendo
different
or
ways
Super
because I
Famicom.
found out that some people get really upset when I say SNES, so I make sure to say SNES at least. Like if I'm talking about it, I'll call it the Super Nintendo, the SNES, and the SNES all in the same section of the podcast, just to make sure I piss everybody off.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, so
But now since I'm living in Japan, I used to call the NES the Famicom and the Super NES the Super Famicom, and yeah, it's also like when I talk with someone and like, oh yeah, I'm using the Super Famicom, and like the what?
okay, so I will calibrate now.
Yeah, Yoshi Safari. That's good. I'm wondering though, I can't hear the recoil on the in the gun.
Oh,
Did
it's
you
working.
connect the power? Oh, it's working. I just
Yeah,
can't
oh
hear
yeah.
it.
So do I have the settings set up correctly for this one? Super Scope Joy
Uh,
1? Or does it need to be Joy 2?
yeah. For the super scope, the fire is A, cursor button is B, auto fire is X, and pause is Y.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Like I think in the recent cores they are showing you the buttons, but oh yeah, they are
A,
showing
Super
you.
Scope
Yeah,
Fire.
that's
Uh,
it.
let's try and see if this works. No. All right, let's try remapping again then. Right, left, down, up, fire.
Remember
Cursor.
to aim for the screen when you map the trigger.
Oh,
Wait,
so
SS5?
Super fire, is that shoot? That doesn't make
Yes,
any
I think
sense.
so, but it should be A. I have no idea why it's RT.
Try this again. So right, left, down, up, Super fire. So that's A.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay. Cursor, turbo, pause, cursor. Oh, so those are just more mappings of it, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how they set up in the recent core. I know it was the core I used to test MiSTer back then to test the accuracy and everything, because it's really easy to see where you land the hit with the big graphical shot. Oh yeah, you might need to try to see if it's tracking properly with crosshair.
It seemed to be tracking before, that's why I just turned it off. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah, just the trigger then.
Is there any chance, I guess there probably wouldn't be, but I was going to say, is there any chance of a wireless gun?
That's a good question. You know, the issue is that I really hate latency, and
Me too.
wireless tends to have a kind of lot. Like usually for controllers, wireless is fine because in the game, even if you have like small latency, you get used to it. But for the gun games, if you have latency, you will miss your shots. So it's kind of bad if you have any kind of latency. So I have an option. There is actually an option to add a Bluetooth module to the Gun4IR, but I don't recommend it to anyone because it's just not working well. It's really laggy and doesn't have much option. But right now, I'm still working on a full solution for the Gun4IR, like big gun. You know, it's far ahead, so I'm not talking too much about it yet. But I'm planning to have optional wireless module for people who really want it. But I will try to do a low latency 2.4 gigahertz option. I will avoid Bluetooth at all costs if I can. Seems like it's working.
Seems like it's working great, actually.
We have some question in the
Oop. Wrong button. Pause.
You know, there are actually quite a few hidden gems and for the Super Scope on the SNES.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Wait, I have them here. Yeah, this. I don't remember the American name. I'm not even sure it was released in America, but
I'm sure I
Space
have the game
Bazooka.
then.
It's kind of a weird game. It's kind of like a boss rush game. You have, and yeah, I bought pretty much all the game. I tested to measure the difference. Like I spend a lot of time measuring the difference between the MiSTer core with the Gun4IR and the real hardware because I really wanted it to be the same feeling. I also have that.
Let me try another, excuse me, another level, and then I will update the PlayStation Core manually, and we can go from there.
Yeah.
So the auto fire doesn't seem to work on this one.
Oh, really? So if you hold it, it doesn't work?
No, it shoots 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe if
Yeah, I know why. It's because the gun
Oh, but
has
the
the auto
MiSTer auto
fire.
fire works.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that
Is there a way to turn off that clicking?
turn off the what?
Do you hear the clicking when I'm holding auto fire?
I can't really hear from your microphone, but I guess it's a solenoid, right? Yeah. You can disable it in my application. You can go in the app and disable the auto reload. Oh no, but not auto reload, auto fire. And if you
Okay.
disable auto fire, it will disable the. You know when you hold the trigger for a long time.
Okay, so that's something that's done in your software then.
Yep. And once you set up, you just have to reconnect again, and it should
Because
work.
when you're shooting one shot at a time, like Lethal Enforcers, it was actually pretty cool, but
Yeah.
holding that down for auto fire was just really annoying.
Yeah.
But that's why there's options, right? That's perfect.
Yeah.
So let me grab my other MiSTer and pull the new PlayStation Core from that one, and we go from there.
For the auto fire, I recommend activating the rumble only mode in the application. It will basically give you. I'm not sure this model has the rumble inside. Can you feel the rumble when you reload?
I can check that in a second. Also, my other PlayStation Core is at 50503. Is there not a later one?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking the chat and you if you happen to know, but that's odd. I thought there was a newer.
Can see an OBS logo on my screen, but maybe if I reload the. Oh yeah, it seems like we are back. Nope.
Yeah, huh?
Nope. Yes, we are back. I just checked.
Let me refresh the page then, just to see.
But I don't see myself in Discord anymore. So, but I guess it's okay.
How about now? All right. I think we are good. Let me wait till I see my hand move. I think we're all right. We're back. We're back. Okay. Shout out to the stream professor EposVox for teaching me that. If you schedule a YouTube live stream, when it crashes, you could connect right back into it. Whereas if you just start a stream, you can't do that. So, perfect. Now we are going to run update all here. Beautiful. And while that is going, we're going to go into okay, so now I'm going to go display. We're going to open up your software.
Yep. And you have a bunch of options there that you can change the way you want. Can you go to feedback and check the rumble? If you wait, if you push the test rumble button.
Okay. Okay.
Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you can do in a game like Yoshi Safari is checking the rumble motor only option that is lower. Wait. No, you don't need to disable the recoil.
The recoil was the clicking, though, right?
Yeah. But you can just replace by a rumble motor. It's way easier. It's way easier on the hand for this kind of game. If you go lower, yes, here, and you push upload setting in upper right. Yes, here. And now it should be rumble only when you shoot. So it's way easier for a game like Yoshi Safari. But right now the option has a full auto when you hold the trigger, and I'm not sure how it works, how well it works on Yoshi Safari. So you can either disable or leaving it on the way
I
you
think
want.
32 milliseconds is the average fastest on MiSTer.
Oh no, this one is the timing between the normal shot and when you have a full auto. You know, when you hold the trigger,
Yeah.
like if you put 32 seconds, it will go into full auto mode almost right away. But you know, it's up to you if you want to use this mode or. Oh yeah, you can check the stuff
That's pretty
real
cool.
time. Check the button. Wait, there is something weird. Maybe you're too close.
Yeah, and I think it's also controlling my computer mouse now too. That's pretty funny.
Yep. Because
All
it's in
right.
mouse mode when you test the stuff.
Okay, so we are okay with MiSTer. Let's see if we have the PlayStation core. I'll scroll up so you can see it. So I just deleted it and re-downloaded it, and it's from 503. So if anybody wants to confirm, do I have the right one? Did I screw something up? I just ran update all. I didn't change any settings or anything like that.
I think they said it's a right one. Nice. They confirmed.
Okay, well, give this a shot, and I'll switch back to the other view as well. So there. Oh, haha, can't do that unless it's plugged into the MiSTer.
Yes.
Okay. Load. Axel, if you're still on, you had suggested a game before, and I completely forgot which it was. I'd be more than happy to try that now. I just wanted to get through all the other testing first. Still says unsafe option used. I don't get it. Take a look at this. So, disable cheats. I just won't auto mount the memory card. Justifier, yep. Crosshair, we'll leave that on just because. Fast boot, maybe that was it. Maybe that's all that was. Save, load. No, still, what the hell?
I know I had some issues to make the gun work on the PlayStation a while back, but I don't really remember what I did to fix that. There might be some option that change the behavior of the core. As a yeah.
All right, so that
I
must
know
have
on
been.
the other hand that there are two mappings for the Gun4IR and Justifier, depending on the game you want to play, which is a bit annoying to set.
I think that's what that was. I think I had to go into those and go into the unsafe options, and I think it might be loading now. We'll see. Do I have the correct BIOS file set? Off. So I don't have any of the unsafe options on, which is what we want for this. Video and audio. Let's just leave it to pad 1 DualShock, just to get this booted and see what happens. Save settings, load, and I'll load any other game. Huh. So, do I need a new BIOS setting or something? Reboot and try that again. When in doubt, reboot.
You mean it doesn't boot?
All right, so console. Let's load Road Rash. I know this works. Okay, so there's obviously something wrong with my PlayStation setup. Hey, what's up, Martin? Thanks for swinging by. Is OSD pause on? Okay, let me turn that off. Thanks, Martin. I'm testing your new thingy later on, by the way. I've been excited to test that. I just not enough time in the day. Try this again. Let's just hit Road Rash and see what happens. I've used this before, so on this MiSTer, in fact. All right. One very last thing to try is just use my other MiSTer and deal with it another time. So let me just, I'll even put the game directly on the SD card, so we won't even be doing it off the network. And it'll just be about 2 minutes before I'm done. Test my thingy. Right, Martin. Thingy testing going on.
Yeah, some people say in the chat that the BIOS doesn't seem to load.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the update old is downloading the BIOS to the SD card.
Yeah. I just grabbed my second MiSTer. This is one I actually lent a friend, and he was using it to game on. Whereas the other one that I've been using to test everything on. So maybe this is a better bet for tests like this. Both of these, the retro castle cases, I absolutely love them. Just go to retrorgb.com/MiSTer. And if you scroll down, it's the first link. It's the AliExpress link, but don't worry, it's not a clone or anything. Ivory just lives in China, so just a developer like everybody else. But yeah, these are by far my favorites. And this is the one that has the Mike Simone circuit built in, so you get true composite and S-video output. It's really, really awesome. Okay.
That's the one with the Saturn output, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right, so I have to set up the controller in this menu now. This is a new MiSTer. Oh, yeah, I hit the bottom button. Shit. Is there a way to disable the bottom button in your menu?
Not really. But you can map it as another button if you want. Right now it's mapped as a reload button, as a secondary button. It's on purpose so that reload is at the same time on the bottom and on the side. But yeah, you can make them independent. What I was thinking about doing for the MiSTer is having an option in the next firmware to have a special mode where, you know, when you map the buttons, to basically lock any button that will not be useful. But I'm not sure how useful this mode will be anyway.
Okay, so that settles it. Time
Oh,
to
nice.
format that other card.
Second logo is coming up. Good sign.
Yeah, I will do
Your
that. As soon as this
laser
stream
lens
is
is not
over,
dead.
I'm going to format that other SD card, rebuild that MiSTer, and test Martin's thingy. Actually, I should have said play with Martin's thingy. Exactly. You know what? It's if you could guess what this is, that's Martin's tiny thingy I'm going to be playing with later on. It's very, very cool. I was very happy to be able to test one of these things. All right, so to get into this now, we want to. Oop, I must have hit the bottom button again. All right. So pad 1 is justifier, right? Show crosshair just to show it. And then, okay, and then we have to go back in. So that's just for anybody who happened to notice that. When you turn on justifier and hit show crosshair, nothing happens until you exit the menu, and then it enables. So that was a problem I was having with the Gun4IR stream as well that we were doing. Okay, so I calibrated the wrong button then for setup. Let me fine, right, left, down, up.
Wait, that's for the Nikon. Wait a minute. I have the so the GunCon and Justifier have two different mapping, which is really annoying because it means you have to remap them between games. I don't know if there is a way around it. I really have to ask to the devs. But basically the Justifier have the square button for the trigger and the cross button for reload, and start is start.
All right, so I'll have to. So for defining, right, left, down, up, obviously, and then so
Triangle
B,
is not used.
gunfire.
So wait, wait. I think the gun trigger was I don't know how they did in the last core, because I only tested like a while ago, so maybe it works now. I'm not sure. You can test it out. Did you map a button for start?
I think I did. There we go. Okay. Gun calibration. Aim at center.
Ah. Seems to work.
Yeah.
Shoot off screen to recalibrate.
Press start to exit. Okay. So I'm just going to turn off crosshairs. Start to exit. Oh, you know what? I don't know what I did when I exited, so I'm just going to recalibrate. So shoot off screen to recalibrate, that would be the bottom button as well, because it won't activate off screen.
For the off-screen shoot, I never tested this game particularly in PlayStation, but for off-screen reload, I think for this game you will have to use a different option for the gun.
Okay.
Because the PlayStation has a very special way to detect the off-screen. It requires a special command from the gun, and I really have no idea how they implemented it in the core. Usually, what I do for most of the game, you have the option of reloading with A button, so I just map to the A button. But yeah, that might be an issue, I think.
All right, let's give this a try. So it's not reloading, and I can't shoot off screen. And the bottom
Yeah. That's the issue. I have no idea how the PlayStation Core handles the justifier of screen reload.
This button, whatever I mapped the button on the side of the gun con to, apparently reloads.
I see. Okay. So if you still have off-screen reload with a button activated, if you map the A button for the reload, it will automatically reload when you shoot off screen.
Interesting. All right, let's try it. Actually, let me first turn off the auto fire that I just turned on. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna redefine these buttons. Right, left, down, up. So triangle here, gunfire A. There.
Gun B is A, yeah, A button.
Start.
That's nice. So with the new core, they mapped both guns to the same button. That's really cool.
Yeah, you still need to press a button in order to. Interesting.
That's
all right. Well, let's try a different game, I guess then.
But it should not be. Yeah.
I have to load games manually on this card. I'm not getting them off.
Which button are you pushing for the reload? The A button?
Yeah. B button. I'll remap again
I
to show
see.
you.
Okay. If you map it to the A button, it should reload off screen.
So triangle Nedcon B, I should put to the A button.
To the B. No. B.
Okay. B. And then.
Yeah, and gun B is A.
Okay.
Yes, this one.
Not mapping to that.
Doesn't work.
Sometimes
Because you already mapped it, I think.
Well, here, let me try it again. So right,
Yeah, setting
left,
up the stuff
down,
is
up, B,
takes a lot of time.
A. Okay, that's working now. And then what's X?
Ah, wait,
Trigger?
no. You pushed the wrong button,
All right.
I think.
Define. So right, left, down, up. That's easy. Triangle, Nedcon,
Yeah,
B. So that's
triangle
this
on
one,
B.
right?
Yeah, this one.
Gunfire,
And
is
then
that
gunfire
trigger
is
or is that
trigger.
A?
Why trigger while aiming the screen? Oh wait, there is an issue. It skipped when you moved the gun. It skipped the input because I think the axis. It took the axis for the gunshot. So you really have to keep the gun stable, I think. Yeah, and A button for the B. Yes, that's it. Should work, hopefully. It
No, I
doesn't
still have to
work.
press the button. I still have to press the
So are you
button to reload.
pressing which one?
I still have to press the button to reload this one.
Ah, so it's not mapped correctly. I think I understand what's happening. Maybe, I mean, it's just a suspicion, but I think it doesn't care about the mapping you do in the menu somehow.
I think the MiSTer team needs to add support directly for this. I think the selection should be Gun4IR, GunCon2, and I think it should
I
automatically
really
map to
wish it
everything.
was.
I don't think they're going to do
You
that
know
though.
that.
They don't like doing that. They'll tell you right off the bat, we're not changing our code for your thing. So Mars team will probably
Yeah,
do it. Um, so you get that you get that
I
going
mean,
for you at least. But I mean, this is why I listen. Everybody gets so mad at me when I say these things, but this is why everybody gets frustrated and shits on the MiSTer. If you bought an analog product and you go buy the original justifier and you plug it in, you're done. I mean, how long have we spent dicking around with menu settings that have nothing to do with your product or the awesome thing that you've created? So it's, this is why people get frustrated. And it's, I
yeah,
see
I
both
understand.
sides, right? If you're working on high level recreations of these chips, then are you going to sit there and spend all of your time mapping buttons for people? So I get their side of it, but on the user end of things, like I feel like a lot of the MiSTer team doesn't realize that without the users, you have no MiSTer. So it's, this is why I think a lot of people too are keeping original consoles for things like
Mm.
peripherals, like light guns, certain controllers, and stuff like that. That's
Mm.
frustrating because I know how good the MiSTer is, and obviously your product is great.
Yeah.
I mean, but if somebody showed up at the live stream 5 minutes ago, that's you know, no. Shane, pork only does that for things that he sells, and then you need to buy something to plug into something to buy something else to plug into that. So
Yeah.
I don't support those products at all. He doesn't listen at all when you try to talk to him about it. He just goes on his server and complains about me, even though I promote all of his products except that one. So you're on your own, Shane, if you're going to deal with that. All right. Well, my overview on this so far is that the gun itself and the kit is awesome. I do think this is very expensive to buy pre-made. However, I completely understand what goes into that. You have to order these guns, disassemble them, clean them, rewire them. I mean, it's not a trivial thing. This is not something that takes 5 minutes to
Mm.
do. This is a bigger deal than that. And Ray sent everything out pre-configured. And in fact, when you originally started the stream with me, you said, plug this into your software to double check everything. And Ray had already set it the way that it needed to be. So
Mm.
this is one of those, to quote Chris Tabor, this is a premium shipped product right here. But unlike that, you're not paying $80 for shipping. You're paying for somebody to take the time to do all the things that you can't do,
Yeah.
or that you would have had to do, I mean. The only problem is that, so we had to calibrate per core on MiSTer. Well, let me actually
Mm.
rephrase that. The only problems were my first time user mistakes, forgetting to take off the cap, not permanently securing the LEDs. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the only other issue was just every single core you got to calibrate. Every single core you got to map.
Yeah.
So this is one of these things that is it's interesting. It's
Mm.
definitely one of these things that's like, I'd be willing to bet if you worked with a Mars team and just said, hey, maybe you could even have a batch of these made for them so that they would sell, so they could make a few bucks on,
Very
so that
good.
that way they have some incentive to do it. But I guarantee you, even if you were to be able to send a USB protocol, so it tells the MiSTer, hey, this is JB's Gun4IR using a GunCon 2, you probably would need nothing. You'd probably just need to plug this thing in,
Mm, mm,
calibrate it once, and then that's it. And it should just become the gun for
mm.
each core.
But
So,
you know what's the funny part is
mhm,
that what you just say, it's actually doing that for the MiSTer. So the MiSTer knows it's a Gun4IR that is connected to it
yeah.
already. Because I had to add the code for the gun to be recognized as the light gun and not as the normal controller. Or
Oh
else it
yeah.
doesn't work. Yeah.
Uh, well, I don't know. This is just so frustrating for me because I know so many of the devs that work on the MiSTer project, and I want them to be revered as the awesome devs that they are. But you get a newbie
Yeah.
that sits down and watches my MiSTer in 10 minutes video and thinks they could plug something like this in 2 minutes and go. It's rough.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But, mm,
I guess if we went back into, well, it's on my other MiSTer, but I guess if we went back into the Genesis core, we wouldn't have to reset everything, but we'd still have to
yeah.
go back in and change the controller settings because unless I had saved it. So, unless you're playing a gun game every single time you load it, you have to change those settings every single time, as opposed to original consoles where you just plug a cable in. So,
I think you just need to set it once for because like it keeps the controller mapping for each controller, so it should be fine.
let's try
But
it.
like to to the to the Mr. Team defense is that each like the gun aim depends of the video mode you have and the scaling and everything. So I kind of understand why you have to set up everything like calibration and everything for each core because each core have different video setting and different stuff going on. So I kind of understand at the same time.
All right, so here. Um, This is the other MiSTer that was completely and
Ah,
totally set up on a bunch of different cores. We have to wait for it to connect to my network, but as soon as it does, we'll go in and go back to Genesis and play Lethal Enforcers again, which was the last one, or even NES, or whatever. But this should be the same because we saved the settings, so it should just work. Probably another 15 seconds to get the Wi-Fi connected.
I hope so. Oh yeah, one important thing also for everyone who is listening to the chat, when you first install the gun on the meter, it's important to set the gun as a controller in the main menu first,
All right, so it's
because
still
or
in
else it
there.
doesn't work somehow. But like they did some great work for the PlayStation Core. I mean, it's not working the way we would want now, but they did some great thing. Is that at the beginning for the old PlayStation, like when the light gun was added, you had um, to remap the whole gun controller every time you wanted to switch between Justifier and GunCon,
Nothing.
which was a pain because like you had to go back to the menu, change the mapping, switch the game, and so on every time. But now it's way easier.
Yeah, nothing.
Did you map the buttons in the?
Again?
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
that's my point.
Wait, no, sorry, you already did it right last time.
Yeah, let me try the NES core because I know we did that a whole bunch of times. Maybe I forgot to save the Genesis core.
The D-pad is working, right?
D-pad's working, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's detected correctly.
All right. Okay. All right. So I guess my frustration aside, we remembered to save the NES core, so it's
Yeah.
working.
Yeah. Once you save, it should be good, I think. I think that's a big problem with light gun at the moment, is that almost no emulator or front-end developers actually deal with light gun usually. So the first setup is really hard, no matter the platform, no matter if it's Windows, MiSTer, or whatever. The first software setup for light gun is always hard to do. That's one of the main complaints I have when people come to me to my server to ask for help. Is like it's so hard to set up, it doesn't work, or this kind of thing. So we help them to set up everything. But I would really love if one day some developer were like, okay, now we do one setup for every emulator, every platform. We do just one thing, and it will work for everything. That would be awesome.
Was Terminator the Genesis Genesis light gun game?
Terminator 2, yes. I think it's Terminator 2, the arcade or something.
Yeah, I think you might be right about that. Let me Shane, that was actually I did switch back to the original MiSTer. Good call though. That's totally a mistake I would have made, but no, I did definitely remember it. Uh it just says the Terminator. Wasn't this the game though? No, that wasn't. This was the terrible game.
But you can still play it with the D-pad if you want.
Yeah, probably be a better experience. Uh,
By the way, did you realize there is a different feeling in the trigger with the original Gun 2?
yeah, they replaced the trigger. Ray replaced it, right?
Yep, with a switch trigger I designed,
Oh, nice.
clicky trigger.
All right. Well, I guess. Does anybody remember any of the light gun games on Genesis? I completely forgot all of them, and I usually have
Yeah,
the
well,
light gun games in here.
I think it's T2 or Terminator 2, the arcade game that works.
Oh, here we
It's
go.
it was yeah,
T2, the
this one.
arcade game.
Uh,
Gotcha. Thanks, Shane.
yeah,
Thanks, JB. Right.
it was a
So let's
positional
just go
game
in
in
again
the
and
arcade.
do this again. Define Genesis buttons: right, left, down, up. Uh, I forgot? Do I put A as the trigger?
I don't remember. Let me check. No, I don't think so. Was Terminator 2 Menacer or Sugestifier
Menacer, I
game?
believe.
Yeah, so if it's Menacer, the A is trigger, and B is B, and C is. I
Okay.
mean, B is A and C is B, I think, for your gun.
Run control joy 1. Okay, I'll go back in and calibrate again.
I think the calibration should be automatically saved. But yeah, it doesn't cost anything to do it again.
All right, start. There, use Menacer. Start.
Oh yeah, Menacer. Oh wait, that's problem I had with this game. I had an issue to make it work. I think you have to go to some menu or something. Damn, I don't remember. Yeah, some people confirm in the chat the A is trigger and B is reload.
Well, anybody got another
Doesn't work.
Menacer game? The
Did
Sega
you try
60 one
start
did.
button? Did you map the start button?
Oh, of course. Start.
Oh, I
Select right
see.
here. You can even see it
Oh,
flashing when
I
I press it, and that's how I got in here. And in fact, when I go into options and hit start, so yeah, let me double check.
yeah, that's an option. That's a problem I had, and I don't remember if I was able to solve for this core especially. I know I tried this one a lot on another emulator on MAME, on the arcade version.
Wasn't it the 6-pack? Wasn't that the gun game that came with the MiSTer?
You should try other
Nope.
SNES games.
I can't remember if we saved it though.
No idea. I
MiSTer
think
6
so.
game cartridge. There we go.
I mean, now that you know how to set up, it should be quick, right?
Okay.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. So that's not like, yeah, that's more like a Super Scope game where you have no screen flash, but it's in real time. Interesting.
Like I'm back in New York City. I used to take the subway to the old storage area / office that I used to have, and I used to always have to change at the West 4th Street exit. I have never been there without seeing a couple of giant rats and tons of cockroaches. I've never been to
Wow,
that station without seeing that. It was like something out of a movie.
must be fun.
All right, this game sucks.
I just realized when you had the crosshair that there is a slight offset between the crosshair and where it actually shot.
Yeah.
I don't know if the game has a gun calibration mode.
I can't remember if I've ever played these games. Are all of them this bad?
Most of them, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, on the SNES, the Super Scope game, most of them are kind of bad. Yoshi Safari is nice, kind of, but yeah, most of the game are not great. I think the light gun game started to be really good from the PlayStation. I don't really know if there are any other. I can check the list
Body count,
if you want to know.
Shane keeps saying, but I don't see it here. Is it a Japanese game?
Let me check. Sega Mega Drive. Yeah, Menacer 6 game. Body count. Corpse Killer was for the Mega CD.
Body count is
Let me
for
look.
Genesis though. Am I
Yeah, seems
BON?
so.
It should be between here and here, right?
DOD, yeah. Yeah,
Body
no, it was
count's
released only in Europe.
Brazilian.
It's
Oh,
European game. But European game will have a different screen size, so I'm not sure how the calibration will work. Well, let's
Brazil
see.
version of body count. That should be 60 hertz, right?
In Europe,
Yeah. No, Brazil.
it's Brazil. Oh, maybe. Yeah, on Wikipedia it shows Europe, but I'm not sure.
It doesn't show the MiSTer plugged in. Interesting.
No, it shows it as a second player, but I think you can choose.
No.
What's happening?
Nope. Well, I guess let's end this on Lethal Enforcers for Sega CD. But I think we proved that your gun and your IR setup and Ray's shop are all legit. I think the issue here is just MiSTer. I tried.
Yeah.
Oh, do I Shane? I'll try that again. Do I swap joysticks and then reboot or something? Because that wasn't working. I'll try it one more time. Console.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah.
Mega Drive.
Oh yeah, that's true. It was displayed as a player 1, right? Player 2.
Yeah. Other regions, Brazil, body count.
Do you know if the light gun support was added on in the Saturn core? Not yet, right?
I don't know.
I'll have to check that. There's been awesome progress on this one too.
I hit the bottom button and it freaked out and went green. So I don't know what the hell that did, but
What?
yeah.
That's the second time you have that, right? On this MiSTer.
Yeah, it only happened when I hit the bottom button.
That's funky. Oh, I think I know. You know, when you hit the reload button, it triggers the rumble. And if your USB port is a bit weak, it might cause issue with the power.
That makes
Because the
sense.
rumble motor is using power from USB. It's not using that much. It should be using under 500 milliamp. But if you have a USB hub that already have the LED, if you connect the LED to some electric plug like a charger or something, you will have more power for the gun.
So I have swap joysticks, yes. Gun control joy 1 and joysticks. This is before I even loaded the game. Let's try it again.
Yeah. Okay.
Now it is not
Not
working.
working.
Wait. I could try
Maybe
random.
you need to swap it first and then swap it again. I don't know.
Right.
Ah, wait. You need to put join. No, I don't know.
Okay, so input, swap joysticks, exit out. Yeah, so that's not going to work.
Yeah. Probably so the implementation is not working at the moment. Yeah, Shane is saying like maybe you should try to put the gun as joy 2, but I'm not sure because I think joy 2 is for the input.
That could actually be it. You know what? Let's do that, and then we'll end on a
Well,
Sega
it's
CD
worth
game.
trying at that point.
We came this far. All right.
Yeah.
Input, gun control, joy 2. Not swap joysticks. Back. Load the game. Regions, Brazil, body count. Okay, okay, one player. No. No.
Wait. No. Okay.
Thanks anyway, Shane. Seems like a pretty cool game. Certainly worth the time to try to play.
Do you think you could try some PlayStation GunCon games?
I could try, if you let me know which one, I can copy it over, because remember, I have to switch back to the other MiSTer and everything.
True. If you can try Point Blank or Time Cop, not Time Cop, Time Crisis Operation something. I don't remember the name.
I could try. I could certainly try. Let's give this gem a. Oh, CD BIOS not found. Fuck off. All right, let's do the other one. I will copy that game over right now, and then we'll go from. We'll end on Time Crisis. How's that sound?
Yeah, Time Crisis Project Titan is really good to try. It's not the first Time Crisis. It's the original Time Crisis for the PlayStation is really good.
What's going on, Smoke Monster? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, Project Titan is really good on the PlayStation.
So just regular Time Crisis, not Project Titan, right?
Yeah. You can try both, but I recommend Project Titan because it's more optimized than the first Time
Oh,
Crisis.
okay. Copying over right now.
Nice. Yeah, the first Time Crisis is a part of the arcade game, but it's not great. I mean, it's good, but it's not great compared to the arcade version. But the Project Titan game they did afterward was greatly improved, and the accuracy and latency are really much better. Since I know you like latency talk, I did some measurement on the first Time Crisis game on the PlayStation, on the original hardware, and the latency is between 8 and 12 frame between the moment you pull the trigger and the moment it's shot on screen.
That's horrifying. That's like a pound cable.
Yeah. And it's with the original gun and on a CRT. So, but like on the arcade, it's like 1 or 2 frame. I mean, on the MAME, if you use MAME with the Gun4IR, it's 1 or 2 frame. But the PlayStation port is really bad. I never realized it before measuring, but yeah, it's quite bad. Project Titan is better though on latency side.
Okay. Time Crisis Project. Here we go. Pad 1, GunCon, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna crosshair on just to get us started.
You will have to remap the button though afterward.
Remap it now.
Anytime. I mean, you can remap after calibration
Oh.
or no. Yeah.
So this is the thing that we ran into before. B should be B.
Yeah.
That
So
should be
for
shoot.
the yeah.
That. Then skip. Select. Start. And that's all we need for this. Oh, that's interesting. The cursor is following the your cursor is following the Time Crisis cursor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's you can see the game has more latency than the MiSTer
I was just
cursor.
seeing that. That's really funny. All right, so save settings.
But that's kind of normal because they use a special mode in this calibration screen. I think you have to hold the A button or B button to. Wait, no, A button. Ah, it was not mapped. Yeah,
Do this
I
again.
think it was not mapped properly.
Right, left, down, up.
I have no idea what they did with it.
B. Fire. X.
So
Skip that.
yeah,
Select start. That should be all we need.
yeah. Try the start button. Yeah,
Oh, it's
that's
the
it.
start
Okay,
button. That's dumb.
so yeah, like if you go to okay. So I think the information in the info you get on the controller mapping is wrong for the gun.
So are you always supposed to have held this with two hands?
What?
Are you always supposed to have held this controller with two hands?
No. I mean, with this game, yes, because you have to hold the pedal to fire.
Ah, well.
But you can actually
sucks.
add the pedal to the gun. That's one option. You have to add a real pedal to the gun to do like the arcade. How is the aim working?
Aim is flawless.
That's cool. Yeah, they really improved from the Mega Drive to the PlayStation.
This is really cool. Wow, so if I wanted to, could I have bought the pedal and also be using that at the same time?
It's a bit tricky because you have to, like, so far on the MiSTer, you have to have everything on the same device. So you have to have a wire that comes from the gun and connect to the pedal. So it pretty much, we are not selling this option right now, so you pretty much have to do it by yourself. But if you go the DIY route, which a lot of people do, you can just add some pedal wire that you connect to the gun to have the real pedal to do that.
Well, I think we should end this here because this is perfect. I don't like having to hold the start button, but that's not your problem, and that's not even the MiSTer's problem. That's just the game was designed with the pedals, so I couldn't think of a better time to stop. My thoughts on this are it's absolutely awesome. I really hope that the MiSTer team takes stuff like this seriously because this could be so much easier of an experience. It could just be that as soon as you plug this in, it knows what this is, and everything's already done. You should only have to calibrate once per screen too. So
I really hope we will get to this point too.
yeah, I mean, I'll ask, but they always get really pissed at me when I ask for this stuff. So I'll ask again, but expect nothing.
I mean, I kind of understand that point of view, but yeah, it's a tricky subject.
One of the most common answers is, but how many people are actually going to use it? And one of my responses to this is always, how many more people would use it if you added the feature? So it's a very uphill battle. So we'll see. But thank you to everybody who hung out with me on this one. I know light gun games are obviously never that fun to watch, on stream like this, but I think this was a pretty cool. I think this was